right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Tonight, breaking news. Boeing's $2 billion project will be approved. The changes coming to North County.
A dry start to September has left our ground parched. The changes coming over the next few days that could bring some relief to this dry spell.
And our top story tonight, sex tips from the pros. It's the premise of a book sitting on library shelves in one local county. The protests over the pages. Tonight, a contentious meeting in St. Charles County as people aired their concerns at the library board meeting. Good evening, I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. Some feel this book is too inappropriate for a public library. Our Laura Barczewski was in that meeting. She joins us live with reaction. Laura.
Mike and Ann, residents tell me this one book in particular is explicit, and while it wasn't in the children's section, they believe it and any other books like it don't belong at a public library. Viewers reached out to 5 on Your Side saying they were shocked to see this book on St. Charles County Library shelves. They say the book has graphic and explicit images, and the title itself claims it can teach you how to have sex like an adult film star, which is why many of them chose to bring their concerns to the public library board meeting.
What bothers me is just a book that's sexually explicit in nature, and it definitely has no business in the library, a public library where we pay with our taxpayer money.
Any sexually explicit material that would corrupt young minds, I think, is not appropriate.
One resident says he is concerned about several books in the St. Charles County Library, including the explicit one in question.
And I was just at the library that the book was found in, and I walked the grounds, and there's a common area with a bunch of chairs, and 10 feet from it is where these books are found. And they're on the second from the bottom shelf, which is kids' eye level.
Other people say it should be the parents' responsibility to control what their kids read, not the library.
That's a job for adult, whether there's one mommy or two daddies or uncle or aunt. That's your job to make sure those are the right books for that particular child.
St. Charles City County Library CEO Jason Cools says there's already a process for library visitors to report anything that's concerning, from materials to displays or programs, and they take those reviews very seriously.
I mean, the first step is just to talk to any librarian at your local branch if you have a concern, because, I mean, maybe it's something that they could just address with you right then. But if that doesn't resolve the issue, we do have a reconsideration of library content form that is available on our website that anyone can fill out and submit.
Prior to the meeting tonight, library officials tell me they had not received any official reconsideration requests for this book in question. And the library CEO says once one of those formal requests or reports is made, they have 30 days to make a decision about the book and or the material, and then they'll release those findings on their website, the St. Charles County Library website. Reporting live in St. Charles County, Laura Barczewski, 5 on Your Side.
Well, it's a comfortable night across St. Louis, but it's been a very dry September. But by this time tomorrow night, we could see some much needed rain. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joins us now with that weather first forecast.
Well, we are tracking another weather disturbance heading our way. You know, we've been really dry so far this month. Not going to guarantee you we're going to get a whole lot of rainfall out of this next weather system or really through the rest of the work week. But there is a system this weekend that's going to produce some heavier rain. Right now, we're starting to see some rain increasing across the Ozarks. Showers and thunderstorms are really more numerous as you head down into far southwest Missouri and into Oklahoma. Some of them have been producing some hail down that way. As we go through the overnight, this whole unsettled area tries to push ever so slowly to the north and northeast. So areas west and southwest of St. Louis by early tomorrow morning may see some showers creeping in. We're definitely looking at the clouds on the increase around St. Louis right now, but it will stay dry through the overnight hours in the metro area. The disturbance is right on top of us here Wednesday, and the shower chances will be increasing with that disturbance moving overhead through Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Another disturbance after that, and then a bigger system for the weekend. More on what that means for our rain chances in about 12 minutes, Ann.
Just a few hours ago, the St. Louis County Council approved millions in tax incentives for Boeing. This could pave the way for a $2 billion expansion near St. Louis Lambert International Airport. 5 on Your Side's Brent Solomon is here to explain not everyone on board was tonight's decision.
That's right, Ann. Several council members said they're perplexed because they see the pros and cons of the company's big ask. In the end, the ayes won, although those opposing the plan didn't hold back. It's a proposal to create hundreds of new jobs for one of the region's biggest manufacturers. Boeing wants to expand operations and is looking for the best locality to do it. One plan, expand onto St. Louis Lambert Airport and a $1.8 billion investment. In turn, the company asked for a break on property taxes and personal property taxes.
The county keeps handing out subsidies that aren't needed, and then you wonder why there's a budget deficit.
Tuesday night, resident Tom Sullivan asked council members to say no.
Can you go to a car dealer and demand a $40,000 car for $20,000, telling the dealer that $20,000 is better than nothing? Are Ameren and the other utilities giving Boeing 50% discounts? I don't think so.
One of them listened. Councilwoman Kelly Dunaway, the only leader to vote no on that request.
No. I hear Boeing when they're like, we're invested in the community. We gave $13 million last year to charity, but that's not even 10% of what they're asking us to give them. And it's just not enough for me.
I've been on the fence with this bill since the beginning.
Councilman Mark Harder says he sees the pros in an investment like this.
But I also see the generation currently that is in need of a tax freeze, and that is our seniors, who many are being taxed out of their homes.
This project, if our region is to get it, means good paying union jobs. That means a lot to me. And that's going to have a ripple effect for the economic development of our whole region. And when I think about the challenges our region face, so much of it goes back to economic development or lack thereof.
Lots of conversation tonight. The measure passed in a 4-1 vote. Councilwoman Shalonda Webb, the only to abstain. Councilman Dennis Hancock was absent. County Executive Sam Page was not there, but sent a statement shortly afterwards praising the vote. He says he will sign the bill into law tomorrow morning.
Brent, thanks. Day 5 of the United Auto Workers strike is wrapping up, and tonight the head of the union is warning the big three automakers that workers at more plants will walk off the job if substantial progress is not made by noon on Friday. Right now, the GM plant in Wentzville is among the 3 facilities nationwide taking part in the targeted strike. Among the union's demands, 40% pay hikes. The automakers are offering roughly 20%.
They're close on some issues, but they're still a little bit apart on some of the others. It's eventually going to start slowing down production in these other facilities and even shut them down without Sean Fain having to go out and call for strike action at those facilities.
All 3 companies say they want this resolved quickly. Ford and GM could each lose $40 million in profits per week during the work stoppage. More if the union expands the strike to more plants.
New reaction tonight from Washington on U.S. Steel plans to temporarily idle its blast furnace in Granite City. The company blames the auto workers' strike. It provides steel to the GM plant in Wentzville. The move could lead to hundreds of layoffs. U.S. Senator Tammy Duckworth calls the company's reasoning disingenuous. In a statement, she says, "I will do everything in my power to ensure U.S. Steel sticks to its word and that this is a temporary idling. Help these hardworking Illinoisans keep their jobs and reopen Blast Furnace B as quickly as possible."
Tonight, a felony defendant in St. Clair County is out of jail, and she didn't have to pay cash bail. Her release comes just one day after Illinois became the first state to end its cash bail system. Police charged her with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon for striking the father of her child with a stick during a drunken argument. She was one of 3 felony cases the state's attorney brought before a judge this morning. The other 2 defendants remain behind bars tonight. One is charged with domestic assault. The other faces charges in a burglary case.
Voters in St. Louis City will now have more options to cast their ballots. To celebrate National Voter Registration Day, Mayor Tashara Jones unveiled new voting machines. This will allow city residents to vote in any precinct, not just the assigned one in their neighborhood. The $2 million upgrade was funded through the American Rescue Plan Act. Tonight, more than a dozen new American citizens took the oath.
And they did it in front of a large crowd at Busch Stadium. And new tonight, Robert Townsend takes us to the ceremony the honorees will cherish for a lifetime.
Under a beautiful blue sky, these ecstatic new American citizens couldn't wait to line up near center field at Busch Stadium.
Oh, it was super exciting.
I get to do this in
in Bush Stadium, like with 40,000 people in the stadium. It's like it's crazy.
This special naturalization event marked a chance to officially welcome 19 citizens to the United States. Long before the Redbirds took on the Milwaukee Brewers, Cardinal fans celebrated this diverse group from 14 countries, including Spain, India, the Philippines, and more.
Oh, it's amazing. It feels so great.
36-year-old Amela Rizvanovic is originally from Bosnia. For her and the other candidates, reciting the oath of citizenship, the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and singing the national anthem, for the first time now as American citizens, were all long-awaited, magical moments.
I'm so honored to be able to get it in front of all of these people here.
Many of the honorees' family members were also here for the big event. They filled those stands you see back there.
I just never thought this was going to be it.
But now, 39-year-old Zimbabwe native Primrose Mungari is proud to finally get her U.S. certificate, voter registration information, and celebrate her American citizenship with her husband and 2 children.
Like I'm dreaming. I still can't believe it.
Robert Townsend. 5 on your side.
Sunday was Citizenship Day and Constitution Day. It's part of Constitution Week, which commemorates the signing of the U.S. Constitution in 1787.